If you want to learn how to move on from a breakup and heartbreak, these are the 7 steps to move on. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and all those in between, to the Lost Nomad podcast, episode 2, episode 3. You'll have to go to the last one to find out what number I put. But in the first part of this is the part 2, I talked about 4 methods that you can use to get over a breakup. They were some sage pieces of advice coming from experts, and one piece of advice coming from a very unlikely but rather soothing source. But what about me? Now, how did I move on from my own heartbreak? How did I get over my exes? I kind of created this 7-step method. Now, after my first breakup and getting sick of just feeling like crap over it, I sat down and thought about the steps I would need to take in order to move on. I then put those steps to the test, and after having to use the steps a few times more than I would like to, I came up with these 7 steps on how to move on. So the first step is that you have to realize that it's going to suck. Things are going to suck for a while. It's going to hurt. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel pain. You're going to get angry. You're going to start blaming things. You're going to blame yourself. You're going to blame the person that you used to be in a relationship with. You're going to slam doors. You're going to scream into pillows. You're going to pray to God to have the person message you back and say that it was a mistake, that they need you back. But it's not going to happen. You've got to realize that it is done. It's finished. It's over. And what you need to do is go through these emotions, because you go through these feelings and you relearn how to live life alone again. You relearn how to be yourself. You're not doing yourself any favors by blocking these feelings off, okay? If you block them, you're just delaying the inevitable. You need to go through it. You have to go through it. These feelings are inevitable. It sucks, but it's going to happen. Rather, go through them and deal with them now. The second step to move on from a heartbreak is to reconnect with your hobbies and your friends. So for the past who knows how long, you've probably spent your weekends and free time with your partner, and you've put off your hobbies and your friends. And as you try to move on, you need to remember what you used to do. What were your hobbies? What did you used to do on the weekends by yourself to keep yourself entertained and happy? Did you used to play music? Get back into it. Did you travel? Travel. Did you hike? Go hiking. Do everything. Get back into your passions. You finally have the time again to do it. That's the bright side of the soul. You have time to get back into the things you love to do. And you don't have a partner to worry about. You don't have someone saying, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Or someone where like, I want to do this, but I got to spend time with so-and-so. No. You have time now. Get back into your passions. If you've been putting off your friends because you were in a relationship, then message your friends. Hey guys, what's up? How have you been? Go out with them as much as you can. They're going to be your support network. They're going to help you through this. They're going to get you laughing and forgetting all about this whole thing and helping you to get over it. Reconnect with your mates. And while, yes, this step may just be distracting yourself, part of it is rediscovering your love for yourself and being able to live alone. You are relearning to be happy with yourself. You're learning how to be happy again by yourself. But maybe this is just distractions. That's okay too. Because you should distract yourself from the heartache, the pain, and the misery that you're going through. Putting yourself in a deep, dark hole is not going to help. So keep distracting yourself. do your passion projects, party with your friends, go out and have fun. And this is where we get to step 3. Dealing with a breakup is the perfect time for action. That passion project that you had that you've been meaning to work on, that newsletter you wanted to write, that song you wanted to make, that weight you wanted to lose, now is the time to do it. Because in a breakup, your motivation is at an all-time high. It's the highest it will ever be. Maybe it's because you need the distraction. And yes, you're not making that thing because you want to, but because you need something to take your mind off of that person. But it's a great distraction. It could be a big middle finger to them, a big old fuck you to your ex, because you want to scream and shout at them and say, look at what you left. Look at me. Look. Look what you missed out on. You want to say to them, look at me now. Look at what you left. Whatever the reason, the motivation that is coming from this breakup, use it. Use it to pursue greater things. Use it as fuel. Bring up that anger, that petty little revenge you use, and use it to do what you need to. If you're remembering what the person used to feel like lying next to you in bed, get out of bed and start working. Start working out. Build up that startup. Write that song. Write that book. Just so that it can take your mind off of them and give them a metaphorical fuck you. And that comes to step 4. Start socializing and talking to the opposite sex. This is where the healing and real moving on starts to happen. From here on, it's not so much about distraction, and it's more about rediscovering yourself. Well, it's not really about rediscovering yourself. You've kind of been doing that. This one is genuinely about forgetting that person and preparing yourself for the next relationship. But first, we need to get our confidence back. You need to get your confidence back. So after a breakup, you might feel undesirable or unworthy. This may be from having someone leave you and it affects your self-worth, or it may just be from being out of the dating game for a while. It's here that you start to make yourself feel attractive and confident again. Go out with your friends, just like in step 2, and just talk to people. Specifically the opposite sex, if that's what you're into, the people you're attracted to. Now, this talking does not have to be flirtatious or about looking for a new relationship. Just strike up a friendly conversation with someone. Just have a talk. Just chat to people. It's not about getting into another relationship again or finding the right one already. Just talk to people. Just have a nice, enjoyable chat. You'd be surprised how much better and more self-confident you feel after a breakup when you go out and start talking to people that you're attracted to. People of the opposite sex again. Even if the conversation is not flirtatious in nature, just having a person show some kind of interest in you or want to talk to you really rebuilds your confidence and makes you feel attractive again. It makes you feel good. It helped me a lot. It's something I realized going out, and after having to talk to people, I was coming back from socializing parties and talking to people that I didn't know, that it was like, oh, I'm feeling really confident again. Suddenly I'm feeling really good. And it's from here that we now go into step 5. Now this step, I should say, is optional. And this optional step is have a meaningless fling or a one-night stand or a hookup, whatever you want to call it. This step is absolutely optional. Okay? If you're not the hookup kind of person, it is perfectly fine to skip this step. I know that I often skip this step when was trying to move on from a breakup and would just go to the next step. So if you want to, just skip ahead to step 6 if you're not interested in this one. But like the previous step, This one is all about rebuilding your confidence and self-worth and feeling attractive. You have to admit that you can gain a big confidence boost by having someone choose you sexually. Having a person say yes to getting into bed with you will make you feel attractive and good enough. If chatting with the opposite sex can rebuild your confidence, then sleeping with them can give a big boost too. But here's where I slap on a huge warning label. Do not try to distract yourself or comfort yourself by seeking meaningless sex and having one night stand after one night stand, because all that's a real distraction. No matter how many strangers you sleep with, you're going to end up realizing that it doesn't fill the hole. In fact, you may feel a little bit more worthless because you gave your body to a stranger just for the sake of pleasure. You're not moving on. But whether you did this step or not, or you want to skip it, we get to step 6. Start dating again. It's here that you leave that person behind and turn the breakup into nothing but a memory. In the previous steps, you've rediscovered just how to be alone. You reconnected with your hobbies and your friends, and you rebuilt your confidence and self-worth. Now you step back into the dating pool. You can do this step however you like. Online dating, dating apps, blind dates, or the old-fashioned way, friends of friends, whatever. Or just approaching the girl in the bar. Whichever way you choose is not important. What is important here is that you get out there and start dating again. You need to see that you are dateable. Dating is not about getting in a relationship right away. It's about finding the right person for you. You need to see that you are dateable, that other people are interested in you, and that there are, in fact, plenty of fish in the sea. Now, I am sorry to tell you that you're probably not going to nail it on the first try. There are probably going to be a lot of first dates and no second dates. I know, I've been through it. But that's okay, because dating is not about getting into a relationship right away. It's about finding the right person for you. It is at this point that you have moved on and gotten over him or her. And once you've done this, once you've kind of basically moved on, that is when you get into the full final step to get over a breakup and ended relationship. Step 7 is to get into a relationship. So this is the final step. Start a new relationship with a new partner. Hopefully someone better and more right for you. I will tell you, though, that if you haven't moved on yet, do not do this step yet. Okay? If you're still hung up about them, if you're still going through the emotions and everything, don't do this. Do not get into a relationship with another person. It's not fair to the other person, and it's not fair to you. Dating someone when you're not fully emotionally available and still hung up on someone else is a horrible thing to do to someone. Now, if you've followed the previous step and done the emotional work, you're ready for the next relationship. The previous 6 steps can get you 99.9% of the way to fully healed. But there's still going to be that little missing piece. And when you're ready for the next relationship, then you can find someone who puts that final missing piece back in your heart for you. When that happens, it's going to be that final step of realizing that, yeah, you can be loved again. You are worthy of love that fully heals you. Remember that healing takes time. These 7 steps aren't meant to be done quickly. They will take time. It's okay to not be okay. Feel what you need to feel, and over whatever amount of time feels right for you, follow the steps. If that's weeks, months, a year, a couple years, take your time. Okay, you don't need to rush through these steps. Deal with the pain, reconnect with yourself and your friends, become a better you, socialize again, maybe have a fling, get back into dating, and then find the right person for you. These steps may not be linear, one after the other. You might have to go back to step 1 a few times throughout your healing process. You might reconnect with friends and start talking to other men or women at the same time. However long your healing journey may take, if you follow my 7 steps, I know that you will come out a better person and will have moved on from what you once saw as the lowest low you've ever been. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. I wish you peace, I wish you happiness, I wish you health, and I wish you love. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.